Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a bit of a quick one. I'm heading out to Virginia in County Cavan where I live to get an ice cream because as you can see the sun is shining. Well, it was shining a lot more this morning when I had this idea about going out but nevertheless nothing will stop me getting an ice cream today. I feel as though I have a little bit of explaining to do. Let me give you a bit of a precursor to this. In my industry, when I see a young presenter coming through, I can sniff them out a mile off when it's obvious that all they want to get into the business for is to get their face on telly. It's about 3 out of 10, but I just despise those people. Unfortunately, I have to work with them and go away with them, which is even worse. And I have vowed in my 35 years of being a cameraman never ever to turn into one of these people. Now, the plus side of that, of course, is that there are some incredibly talented presenters who come through and you can spot them a mile off as well, and those of course are the ones who go off to do great things. Anyway, that's my precursor out of the way. With me saying I despise those people, I'm very aware that my ugly mug of late has been on a lot of social media and other people's social media. I'll name them in a moment, but I really wanted to explain why. So I know I've said on the thumbnail about becoming a media whore. There's a few reasons, so let me explain. And it's more in a way of an apology, really, and hope that I can get your understanding. So the obvious thing is that I have to promote this YouTube channel. And the more views I get, the more income I make, the more sponsors, hopefully, that I'll get on board in the near future, and the more products that I'll get sent to me. Basically, the more awareness and the more views means better success for the channel. And obviously, I'm not just doing this for a hobby. I would like to make a living out of it. Well, obviously, that's my ultimate goal. I've said that for a long time. I'd love to do this full time. I'm 54 years old. I have this incredible crazy idea that when I'm 60 I could retire and maybe do this full time and travel further afield. And anyway, nothing can stop me dreaming, okay? So that's where I'm at. So when these podcasts and interview opportunities come along, then of course I'm going to grab them. But when this is going back a bit, and it's also going a little bit deep. So when I was 13 years old, I was asked then to do a presentation in front of my class at school because I was playing electric guitar then. So I'd been playing classical guitar since I was 8 years old, got into electric when I was 13, only because I thought it would attract more girls. And sure enough it did, the girls in my class. So there was a bit of a buzz around me then forming a band at 13 years old in high school called Tarantula. Needless to say, we didn't creep off far. But anyway, the music teacher then saw a bit of this hype. I was asked to do a presentation, and it was an absolute disaster. I sat on top of my amplifier in front of the classroom and talked about what guitar meant to me. I had to play a few songs. Now, the playing of the songs was no problem at all, but I absolutely froze when it came to public speaking. And I'll never forget, I got a twitch in my eye then, obviously all linked to my nervous system, and I went to scratch my eye with the hand I was holding my plectrum, and I dug the bloody plectrum into my eye. I'll never forget this, which is why I'm telling you now. And that was 40 years ago, 41 years ago, and it's stuck with me ever since. And as a result of that, and me freezing up and not being able to speak, and the whole class laughing at me, I've been terrified of public speaking. So, fast forward to the YouTube channel, and again, that has taken an awful lot for me to even sort of whittle on like this by myself, even though I know it's going out on YouTube. But you know, I can sort of control it in an edit. What I'm not happy with, I can cut out and everything. So I've had that control. So I knew that the next stage really was to push the boundaries and go on to, well, first of all, live podcasts. So I seem to have been a regular on the Peaky Bikers podcast. So I thoroughly enjoy that. Now, in fairness, it's a lot easier than doing something just by myself, because I'm sort of with other like-minded bikers, and the lad who runs that is great crack, Brian, and obviously puts us all at ease, and we just have the banter. It's a little bit like sitting in a pub, just without the pints. And of course the big one, as I refer to it as, is Bruce Smart's Brew Time podcast, Teapot One. I've so much time for Bruce. He was one of the guys I first got talking to when I started this YouTube lark, and he helped me in terms of advice. He took part in a little interview series that I was doing. This was 4 years ago, and no airs or graces, and the same can be said for all of the guests I had on that series, like English biker Dan, Andy, TMF, and Richie Vida, all of whom I'm still pally with as well, you know. I mean, it's just such an amazing community. So I'd only been vlogging a year, and Bruce asked me onto the Brew Time podcast then, and I was absolutely terrified, because I knew it was a big one, so to speak, a one people watched and listened to, and the same can be said for when I went back on it just a few days ago. Again, I'm not sure when that's going to be out, or indeed when this video is going to be out, so there may be an overlap with time. But Bruce has this uncanny knack of settling all his guests in. He really is a very, very natural interviewer and presenter, and would put anybody at ease. And sure, if he can put myself at ease, and I was at ease within sort of 5 minutes. In fact, I didn't even know he was recording when we first started off, so I suppose he put me at ease straight away. So for doing a one-on-one sort of interview, and it lasted 3 hours long. I don't know if he edits a bit of that out, maybe, or what, I don't know. But yeah, I was comfortable from the sort of get-go. Of course, I went to bed that night thinking, oh God, I wish I'd said this, I wish I'd talked about that. But, you know, it was all sort of directed by questions from you guys, really. So we sort of stuck to that, but then, of course, the usual. And that's a great testament to anybody who's doing the interviewing, like Bruce. When you go off on tangents and everything, Bruce gave me the freedom to do that, but then at the same time he was conscious of time and however many questions we had to get through, and he brought it right back on track. So he's an absolute professional at his trade, as well as being a top vlogger and well, an all-round good guy. The other one, actually this was a pre-recorded on-camera interview at the ABR Festival from the Mad Leprechaun. He's doing the series so far. I think he's interviewed Richie Vida, Andy, the Missenden Flyer, then myself, and again I think that one is due to come out imminently. Again, it might already be out by the time you see this video. And I thoroughly enjoyed that because I was so bloody relaxed within the surroundings of the ABR Festival. I was, well, maybe I was a little bit too relaxed. I was possibly even hungover, but I thoroughly enjoyed that one as well. So give that one a watch. The other thing is, when I was on holiday over in Spain there, I took my Rode microphones, my lav mic set. I think it's the Rode Wireless Pro set with me. Didn't take a camera as such. I didn't take one of the Osmo Action 4s or anything like that. I just, because you can plug the Rode system, as you can with the DJI system to be fair, into your phone, into your iPhone. So I thought if there's anything sort of live reaction wise I want to do a vlog about, I'll just use my phone and see how I fare on that, you know, and then plug the mic into the phone. And sure enough, wasn't it the live R1300 GSA announcement, and I'd only been on holiday for a day, and this came up on YouTube that they were going to reveal that. So I did a live reaction, again, which I'm terrified of, but because I was in my own surroundings, I just plugged the Rode wireless mic into my iPhone. And on the iPhone it has this cinematic mode. Of course you all know about this, I'm just saying it anyway, and it looked, in my eyes, it looked like a real professional camera which had done this, and because I had real professional audio going into it, I couldn't believe the quality of this. Check that out as well. But that was me just whittling on. There was no editing done in that. I did it as a live, so it was me chatting for about 7 or 8 minutes, so give that a watch as well within my videos. So basically that's it, folks. I wouldn't say that I think I'm getting better at all of this stuff, but I do know that I'm getting more comfortable with it. So that's the reason I just wanted to make this video, just to explain that I haven't gone to the other side. I'm not an absolute media tosser, I'm just a tosser, okay? So I hope you understand where I'm coming from, and it's only, like I say, because when I see people like what I've been doing of late, I just think, oh my god, what an arsehole. So that's it. I'm only doing it to push the boundaries, to push myself out of my comfort zone, and to try and get over what happened to me in front of that music class when I was 13 years old. Folks, I'm about to arrive at the hotel here. Weirdly enough, a lot of you might recognise this. This is where I set off last year on my subscriber 10,000 subscribers ride out, and it's absolutely heaving here. My wife said she would meet me here with the children so I could buy them all ice cream. Yeah, that's pretty much it, folks. It looks like there's a good few bikers here. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you understood where I'm coming from. Please have a great week. Ride safe. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please think about doing so. Dave Perry, WheelieGoodTV. Over and out.